Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 293 of our BU 365-day challenge. Today we're going to talk about the cloggy throat right paradox. What the heck is a right paradox? In this challenge, we are doing one thing every day that improves us in some way and learning about something we may or may not have heard about or experienced, but then thinking about how has it affected us in the past? How might it be impacting us right now? How do we want to let it and allow it to impact us in the future? All of that helps us to become a better version of ourselves. The better we know ourselves, the more self-aware we are, the better human being, the better example we can set for other people. So today, the right paradox says, and I'm going to grab my magnifying glass. My book's getting so heavy, I actually have to set it on my lap and use my magnifying glass. It says, the more convinced someone is that they're right, the less they probably know. And that means the less they probably know about the subject that they're talking about. Now, it didn't take me very long to think of some examples of this. Think of any conversation that you ever have with anyone concerning politics, religion, current events, even the weather. Mostly, we share our opinions and we regurgitate things that we've heard. Even I'm guilty of this, right? It's why I stopped myself as much as humanly possible, yet I still slip, from commenting on a lot of social media posts and topics, because I realize I'm just going to share my opinion and my thoughts, and that's all I can ever share, right? Is based on my past experience, this is what I currently believe, think, or feel about this thing, this topic, whether it's politics, religion, weather, anything, any topic you can imagine. And then I have to ask myself, well, before I spout something off, do I have experience that has led me to believe this? And, well, do I need to share it? Is it necessary? A lot of times, no, it's not necessary, so I just continue scrolling, which is it's a good rule of thumb, and it's served me pretty well. Yet, I still will step into things sometimes, and nowadays, it seems like social media, there's like this rabid group of people online that are just looking to go around and make other people miserable. Probably because they're pretty miserable themselves. But if we step into that, if we engage with them, we're opening ourselves up to their negativity and to the nonsense, which doesn't make me, and probably not you, a better version of ourselves. So I think this is interesting because I know people, and we probably all do, and I was guilty of this when I was younger. I think the older I get, the smarter I get with respect to not participating in things that I don't know anything about or that aren't good for me. So I don't argue with people about core beliefs, which to me, core beliefs run the gamut of religion, politics, beliefs about humanity, etc. I won't argue for my core beliefs with anyone but myself. They're mine. I get to choose whatever I want. You get to choose whatever you want. And we don't have to defend our beliefs to other people. Because guess what? I think we talked about the paradox. You know, the more you try to change somebody's mind, the less likely you are to change their mind. So why do we spend our time and energy when, does it really matter what other people think anyway? No, pretty much doesn't. Not in terms of what we're going to do and what we're going to say and how we're going to show up in the world. We get to impact and choose and decide those things. So I also think about this. I mean, we all know people that are know-it-alls, right? I mean, absolutely, positively know-it-alls. And I happen to have a couple of relatives like that know everything. They know everything about everything, and no matter what, and they're super smart. I mean, absolutely super knowledgeable, but they speak with authority on absolutely any topic you could ever bring up. And the problem with that is they're not an expert on any topic and every topic, on a couple probably, but on every topic you could ever bring up. So they come off as condescending, know-it-alls, rude professor types that just lecture you about the way things are, but they're really just sharing the way they see things and the way they think things are. And it's never expressed that way. It's always expressed as if they are the authority on everything. Now, if they were actually educated on the topics that we're talking about, that would be different, but they're not. They get their information just like all the rest of us through trickle-down effect. If I'm commenting on a world event, I don't really know anything about that. So I'm not going to probably comment on it unless it's to send good vibes or something, because I don't know anything about it. So interesting And our action item today, let's just think about this paradox, because a lot of times we get put off by people that will judge us and give us their opinion as if it's, and phrase it and present it in a way as if it's the absolute be all and end all of the world. I remember thinking this a lot of times in corporate America when people were doing performance reviews and performance appraisals, not only of me, but of other people as well. They would present the information that they thought was real and actual feedback to people in a way that was condescending, rude, and, hey, this is all the things that are broken about you. You need to fix these. But really, it was just that person's opinion of another person's, usually personality, behavior, actions, and things that had nothing to do with the job. And there's lots of flaws in different systems that we put in place to try to make our businesses and the world a better place, but they're inherently flawed because human beings are operating and using those systems. And so a system is only as good as the human using it in some situations. You know, we make mistakes all the time. We systematize things to try to minimize the mistakes we make, yet we're still human and we will mess stuff up sometimes. So our action today is to think about this particular idiom. And when you hear somebody or even yourself speaking about something with authority, great authority, because you're convinced you're right about it, just in the back of your mind, think, where did I get that information? How do I know that's actually true? How do I know it's really true? What evidence do I have that this is true? And this applies to everything, not just things about other situations, other topics. It applies to us as well. Think about our self-talk and all the things we tell ourselves that are complete and utter nonsense. I wanted to say BS, but I won't say it out loud. They're just lies. They're lies we tell ourselves based on our past experiences. And maybe they were true for us when we were 7 or 8 years old, but at 62, they're probably not true anymore. And they probably haven't been for a very long time. You know, a lot of times we tell ourselves we're not good at something or we're not good enough. Those are always absolute positive lies, because if we wanted to be good at something, we would figure it out. We would learn how to be better at it. We would practice to get good at the things we want to get good at. So sometimes we just need to be honest with ourselves and say, this is not a priority for me, so I'm never going to get good at it. All right. That's our paradox for today. Obviously, I'm pontificating a little bit and babbling about it, but it's really a good one. And I think we need to always remind ourselves, am I thinking for myself? And do I really have firsthand information about this? It's why I love when people are online spouting off about how they hate certain people or hate politicians or hate certain famous people. I'm like, do you even, or they even love them, right? People, it goes both ways. They love a particular actor or actress or politician or person, but they absolutely positively know zero about them. They've never met them. They're certainly not in a relationship with them. So, you know, how do we decide we're going to love or hate someone based on the teeny tiny snippets we see about them? I think we need to dig deeper, and before we're spouting stuff off and sharing it, we need to say, well, do I really know? Like, I loved Robin Williams, but I actually met him, right? I didn't know him. I wasn't in a relationship with him, but I met him on the comedy circuit back in the long time ago. And because of the kind person that he was, because of his behaviors, I think he's fantastic, but I don't really know him. I don't really have a relationship with him. So how can I be convinced that I'm sharing anything but my experience and my opinion? And that's why I choose to share my experiences, my opinion, because those I'm sure of. Everything else, if I don't have firsthand information about it, if I'm not involved in this situation, do we really ever know what's going on? We don't even hardly know what's going on in our mind 99% of the time. So how on earth would we ever expect to think that we are all knowing and all seeing and we can understand what's going on in other people, other groups? And yeah, when you add organizations to that, it multiplies it exponentially, our inability to really know what's going on. All right. Have an awesome day. Any questions about this, hit me up. Otherwise, share in the comments below something that you think you are absolutely right about. And then we'll see if we can get a conversation going about that, because I think it'd be really fun. I got to think about now, what do I think I'm absolutely right about? Because this idiom got me thinking, I don't know anything. All right. Have a great day, and I'll be with you tomorrow.